Oh, right. Yeah, I just was watching this and Tucker Carlson come up having Nick Fuentes. Everyone's so appalled he had Nick Fuentes on his show. It's like if you, well, just listen to Officer Tatum, dear, what his beef is with it. Let's go.
On. I see somebody with a sign that said Tucker is not MAGA. I guess I got to put his name out there. That's not MAGA. When you're on your platform,
I'll just say one thing. I gotta put his name up. He's big and brave to call out Tucker, but not Candice.
there. That's not MAGA. When you're on your platform and people are acting as if Sharia law is better than what we have here in America and the laws that are given to us by God through faith, you're a silly person.
Here's the thing as well. I agree. Sharia law is an awful idea, but to say the it's better than our laws given to them by God. Well, Sharia law was given to them by God. Like saying something was given to us by God isn't a defense of it. You have to be able to justify it outside of. It's like Charlie Kirk himself would even say, "My morals for abortion comes from the Bible, but I don't need the Bible to explain why I still think abortion is bad. Like I can explain it in any which way you want, but at my core, it's a a biblical thing. But yeah, let's go on.
If you are out here and you don't know whether or not Hamas is a terrorist organization or a political organization,
Yeah,
you
I
are a
agree.
foolish person. And since I'm already name dropping, everybody saw that interview. You have a guy say that he supports Stalin and that he was a big fan of Stalin on your show. You can have him on the show, but doggone it, you better push back on people like that. There's no way you can say that you're a Christian. There's no way you can say you believe in God and you support a person like Joseph Stalin, who did not believe in God, who killed so many people.
Well, he can't support him. Joseph Stalin's dead, and you gotta understand, Nick. For one, why has Tucker Carlson got a pushback against him? Why? It's like it's kind of just a controversial thing to say Joseph Stalin is a good thing. It's the same as saying Hitler's a good thing. But the truth is you can find good things in either of them, in anybody, any historical person. Even if you go back to someone like Genghis Khan, now that's an easier one to do it with because he's not as culturally triggering as the other two. But Genghis Khan was an awful person, did awful things. However, there was a lot of things he did that advanced military understanding. Like he was way advanced in his thinking for his time, and to the point where military today he still uses things that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but this whole thing of that Tucker has to push back against him on something. And you gotta understand, Nick Fuentes has been someone who's been banished from everything since he was 18 years old. He's in a very specific place. He can only exist in Rumble because they just won't censor anybody. So he can only exist on Rumble. Um, in fact, he got his YouTube account back for like half a day and they took it away from him again. Um, so he's in a specific place where he can say outlandish things, like as a joke, that other people can't. And a lot of what Nick Fuentes says is taken in is to be taken with a pinch of salt. Obviously, he's a very well researched person as someone to say. This is the other thing as well. I've noticed that right wing people like Officer Tatum are trying to dismiss Nick Fuentes as if he's just some idiot. He's not. He's smarter than you. You might think, well, morally he's a bad person. It's like, but that doesn't count for how smart someone is. Nick Fuentes is a very smart person, and he's not a bad person either. If you listen to him, he may have controversial views, and I've never seen him say he likes Stalin. I won't put past him. It sounds like something Nick Fuentes would say. Do you know what I mean? Like he says crazy shit, but it's like he's in a specific place where he can. In fact, like arguably, he's made to say, not made to, but like someone's making him. But he's a perfect thing to say these controversial things like Hitler's good and all this stuff. Maybe you can say that that kind of takes away from actually how well researched the boy is. And that's the thing, he's a boy. The whole right wing is running scared from someone who's not much older than the people Charlie Kirk and Officer Tatum are debating in college campuses. It's like, and you're terrified that you can't platform, and if you platform him, he must be under extreme scrutiny. And it's like, why? Do you want to go and hold Nick Fuentes to everything he says? And it's like, they're saying it's the woke right. I can see where they're saying the woke right, because it's extreme for the sake of being extreme, like your Lily Gaddises. These people are extreme for the sake of extremity. But when you've had such a softy world, of course that's going to happen. Science says it, God says it. In every law, it says it. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If you censor something, it's going to eventually come back. What what was last will one day be first. It says it in the Bible. It's like everything revolves. No one's going to be on top forever. No one's going to be on the bottom forever. And yeah, but this thing of like, I'd say the woke right is people like Officer Tatum. To me, my anti wokeness come from it being like them trying to pass laws of what you can and can't say, and where we are in this country now with that type of thing. There's people, thousands of people in prison for social media posts. It's like, you shouldn't be in trouble. It's like, and actually, we don't have God's law. And he went back to God's law. We'll talk of God's law. It kind of is. It comes from Christian ethics. But the reason that English civil law is good, which is what the Western world is, even America, do you know what I mean? That is the core law system. But not because of any other reason than it's the best. It's the best law system to have. That and we're already getting out of it, that you can you can't attack someone, you can't kill someone, attack someone, you can't steal things, and you can't do damage to property, criminal damage. And you can't shout fire in a crowded room, even though I don't think that's actually in there. But yeah, you can't. They always throw that one, or you can't call for violence or incite violence. But yeah, it's like they're not God's laws. Is it? I mean, I suppose you can say that they come from Christianity, but if you're going to say that, then Muslims can say, well, actually, Sharia law is God's law. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't work, and it hasn't worked anywhere it's ever been implemented. Whereas English civil law has worked everywhere it's been implemented. It's like, yeah. But the whole Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, it's like that they are terrified, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of the people that were centralists or ex leftists, the reason they left the left was because of the censoring people's speech. And now the right's starting to censor people, even though they've been doing it for ages with Nick Fuentes. It's like, well, you can't. It's like, this is what the problem was with. Like I say, that's the great exodus of the left was from them. Do you know what I mean? Where wanting to deplatform people for misgendering someone or saying that there's two genders. It's like, that's ridiculous. And people were like, this is insane. And they went right. But now, if you're going to get into a thing where, like Officer Tatum, if you have such a problem with Nick Fuentes, have him on your show. But you won't, because he will run rings around you. He really will. I like Officer Tatum. I listen to more of him than Nick Fuentes. However, what I have seen of Nick Fuentes, he ain't an idiot. He's not just someone saying extreme things. He does say it, but it's like also there's a comic effect to his show. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, he's in a position where it's kind of, why not? He's cancelled on everything else apart from the one place that won't cancel anybody. So why not be the guy? If you're all, it's like Mike Tyson said when he was younger. When I walk in there, people already look at me like I'm a thug. So why not act like it? You're already going to judge Nick Fuente. You've already judged him and said he's this. So why not keep on pushing in that thing? But yeah, I've noticed that the right is turning, and that's what to me I would call the woke right. When you start talking about this person shouldn't be platform, here's another thing where the left and the right is different. The left wants to tell you what you are. You're MAGA. You're fascist. You're homophobic. All of them. You're transphobic. You're lesbophobic. No, that's not one, but yeah, you're racist, you're sexist, like, do you know what I mean? The left wants to tell you what you are, the right wants to tell you what you're not. The first thing they said was Tucker isn't MAGA. This is the other thing. If you stand by this guy who says who supports Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin died years ago. How can you support someone? It's not like it's a movement going on right now. Right? What are you talking about? And like I say, even someone like Hitler, there are admirable things about Hitler, even though he done awful things. It's like there's nothing wrong with saying that because there are. Like, for example, he took Germany, a country that had been completely emasculated, completely stripped of dignity and wealth and land and rights and sovereignty, and just stripped it. They even took parts of Germany and called it other things and give it to people, and they took liberties out of Germany. He took this country that was on its knees and challenged the world and nearly won. To say there's nothing you can learn from that man is ridiculous. And to say that that isn't amazing, like, whatever you want to say about Hitler, he nearly won with a country. Now, I will say as well, he did take over a very capable country in Germany. The Germans are very capable people, capable in mechanics and shit like that. I mean, their stuff, like they say, the Allied forces, the American and the British would um, leave their guns and take the Germans once they took place because the Germans was better. They didn't jam as much, and you didn't have to do as much to them. Like the American and the UK stuff wasn't as good as the Germans. They are good at that. So yeah, all right, Hitler had the advantage that he was in control of an incredible group of people, but um, still he managed to take that country like a phoenix rising from the ashes, really. And all right, yeah, without a doubt, he done some awful things, and he's an evil, evil man. But so's Genghis Khan. So's every leader. In fact, Dan Carlin has a line. If anyone's watched Dan Carlin, listen to his history podcast. But he has a great thing where he says, "Could you order the death of a newborn baby? If you say answer no, you would instantly be off the great men of history list because every person who's remembered was their decisions resulted in the death of thousands of innocent people, hundreds of thousands of innocent people. But like I say, Genghis Khan, awful person. The Vikings, awful people. The British Empire, awful people, did awful things. It's like Romans, awful people. Greeks, everyone does awful things. But also, it's like the Romans. Think of what awful things the Romans did. And then to say that you can't learn anything or that we didn't take anything from Roman knowledge and Roman, like, they invented a lot of things, roads and sewers and do you know what I mean? All these things was like Roman inventions, and but at the same time they was awful people doing awful things, conquering, enslaving people. It's like it's what humans do. Is but yeah, let me know your thoughts because I've noticed this with the whole thing, and it seems to be everyone piling on Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. When I'm not joking, the people criticizing them, I don't think there's too many that would beat Nick Fuentes in a debate. He's too well researched, and it's like you have to push back on someone who says they like Joseph Stalin. Why? What has it got to do with me? What you like? Like people like all sorts of things. Like I say, I'm obsessed with history. I'm listening to all sorts of historians, historical figures, and um, all of them caused the death of loads and loads of people. Am I a bad person for listening to them? No. It's like, is there admirable things about these people? Yeah. Is there awful? Yeah. They're human. It's why Jesus is special. He is the only man of historical note that didn't do anything wrong in his life. The nearest you can get to Jesus doing something wrong was he smashed the church up. He smashed that thing up because they was gambling and whatever. But yeah, outside of that, no one's perfect. It's like Gandhi. Gandhi, all right, yeah, he's great. Peaceful protest, beautiful. Also, he married a 14-year-old, wouldn't let her have Western medicine to cure her illness, and she died young. And then he caught the illness and had Western medicine to get better. It's like, that's awful. You're an awful human being. Does that discredit Gandhi as a peaceful, what he actually represents? No. It's like, he's a human like everybody else. Everybody, we all fall short of the glory of God. Nobody's perfect. And yeah, this whole thing of don't platform people, it's like, that's woke to me. That's the woke right. I can see what they're saying with the woke right is the extreme for extreme's sake. I can get that because it's tolerance by tolerance sake for the left. No matter how extreme, no matter like we'll find the most marginalized group of people and elevate them to gods. But this is, to me, woke was censoring people and even more implementing laws to punish people for things they say. It's like, that's not. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Sweet.